Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Meron daw pong ilang mga newcomers ang nangangamba na baka ang Canada ay sumunod sa yapak ng Amerika patungkol sa pag-aresto, paghahabol, pagpapadeport ng mga taong walang papel, walang status. Let me clarify, let me stress, wala pong ina-announce ha na ganyang plano ang Canada ngayon. Walang opisyal na nagsasabing gagayahin nila yung mga ginagawa ng ICE sa Amerika. Okay? No, hindi po ganon. The report that I will show you, ang kino-quote po nila ay mga newcomers. Na tulad ng sinabi ko, ang nararamdaman daw nila, nako, baka natatakot sila na baka maging ganun daw sa Canada. Which honestly, ngayon pa lang sasabihin ko, no? I don't see that kind of aggressiveness happening anytime soon when it comes to going after people who are out of status here in Canada. And that is the question I want to pose, no, for this episode. Palagay nyo ba ang CBSA, yan naman po yung counterpart ng ICE sa Canada, di ba? Ang CBSA hahantong sa ganong uri ng mga operasyon? I'm sure many of you have seen how ICE operates in the US. At least in some cases na nakikita ko sa balita, di ba? They do their operations, yung mga agent naka-mask, di ba? Tapos, they literally drag people from their homes, from their vehicles, in front of their children, their families. Grabe talaga, di ba? Napaka-stricto. Tapos, de-detain na yun siguro, and then after a few days, papaalisin na talaga. Parang ganun yata eh. Do you see that happening in Canada? Again, ako honestly, I don't think so. You know naman, dito sa Canada, napakalaking value, no? Pinoprotektahan ang karapatan sa tinatawag na due process. Okay? At yung mga criminal nga po dito na nagko-commit na mga, serious, heinous crimes, may due process pa rin yan. Paano pa, no? Sa mga tao naman po na out of status lang, no? It's a relatively minor offense kung ikukumpara mo naman sa mga people involved in organized crime, terrorism-related activities, yung mga ganyan. Okay, so ako, I don't think yung concerns ng mga taong to, mangyayari naman. Not unless magkaroon ng biglaang, announcement to that effect. In that case, kung mangyari yan, I am pretty sure it would make such a big controversy na pagdedebatehan pa yan dito kung tama bang gawin yun. So let me know what you think. For now, puntahan natin itong article. This is from the Financial Post. Yeah, this was just posted a few days ago, November 19, 2025. Ang sabi po dito, ripples from the South, Canadian newcomers concerned about declining job opportunities and US-like deportations. Sabi daw po dito, about 4 in 10 newcomers believe the recent US crackdown on immigrants might also happen in Canada. Okay? So meron pong dalawang binabanggit na concerns dito. Okay, concerns of newcomers. Una, yung job prospects daw nila, no? Parang medyo poor. Okay? Nahihirapan sila makahanap ng trabaho dahil daw sa kanilang status. At pangalawa, ayun na nga, baka raw magkaroon ng US-like deportations here in Canada. At yung pangalawa lang po ang ating i-focus for this discussion. According to Ms. Lisa Covens, yung parang head ng survey firm po na nag-conduct ng survey na ito, sabi, most newcomers do feel personally welcomed. But the rising anti-immigrant rhetoric globally is impacting newcomers in Canada. For example, she said some of the newcomers' concerns seem to be linked to the headlines that they are seeing around them, even though they are often talking about what's happening in the US. About 4 in 10 newcomers believe the recent crackdown by the US on immigrants might also happen in Canada. At actually, yan lang ang parte ng article that talks about that. May comment section pala itong article, sabi nung isa dito. If they are legal, then they have no worries about deportations. Uy, grabe, sabi nung isa. 4 in 10 newcomers might be believing it happens, while 9 of 10 Canadians hope it happens. Ba, gusto daw ng parang mala-US. Sabi din nung isa, we can only hope Canada implements such a crackdown. A great percent of those who came are toot anyway. Attendance at the fake colleges they registered is low. Many skip classes complete. Credentials are often fake, especially in the trades and IT. Time to go home. Ayun kayo, would you support it if ganun ka-aggressive ang gagawin ng ICE? Ako, with the reports that I'm seeing, of course, I have my concerns. Kasi yung mga lumalabas na ipupong balita, di ba? Yung ibang tao na nahuhuli, talagang may papel naman. Minsan dinadampot, di ba? Tapos yung nadampot, kung ano-ano ng pagdadaanan, ang ending, mali pala yung nahuli nila. Di ba? Siyempre, ayoko naman mangyari po yun dito. Like, for example, this report by CBC News, sabi, there's no due process. ICU nurse, an Army veteran, among U.S. citizens caught in ICE dragnet. Diba? So, ayun, may concerns about violations sa due process. Pero, alam nyo din ba, hindi ko lang matuntun yung report. I read somewhere na from the minority groups in the US, one of the top supporters of what US President Donald Trump is doing daw in the US, at kasama na dyan, yung sa paghahabol, sa mga TNT doon, suportado ito ng pinakamalaking porsyento from the Filipino community. Kaya naman, curious din ako, ganun din ba ang gusto ninyong makitang gawin ng CBSA? Sa ngayon guys, sa totoo lang, wala naman ako nakikitang balita. Maliban dito, meron akong, yung isa po nating channel na Spot Pinoy, meron po kaming suking guest doon, si Nino. Doon sa isang recent episode namin, siya po ay taga-Alberta, Calgary. Nabanggit niya na doon daw dumadami ang mga inspection sa mga workplaces. Ito yung sinabi niya, Chismis.
Chismis, wala naman. Maraming rito, hulihan dito ng mga undocumented na yung mga
Nagkakahulihan na?
Kwentuhan mo ako, totoo ba?
Oh.
Yes. Oo.
Paano?
Pumunta sila sa mga kumpanya.
Oh.
Nag-check.
This is not the one that was reported a few weeks ago, di ba? Nag-umpisa yan nung may construction site.
Iba pa yun.
Ibig sabihin marami nagsusumbong kasi kung hindi gagalaw sila hanggat walang nagsusumbong.
Hindi, parang lang naman, mga random check lang naman yun. Tapos, ano pa ba? Yung mga pera, pumakalat na peke rito, ganun.
Okay, thank you, Nino, by the way. Pero guys, let me stress ha, syempre, sa kaibigang Nino lang natin yan ang galing. Thank you again, Nino. I have yet to see actual reports of, immigration checks happening. Ang natatanging nakita ko lang nung huli ay yung nabalita rin po natin dito sa channel, yung nangyari sa Calgary, yung biglaang pagbisita, inspection ng CBSA along with Calgary Police doon sa isang construction work site na, ayun nga, pinapila daw nila bigla yung lahat ng mga construction workers doon, pinaglabas ng mga ID, and it turns out, may 4 na nahuli pong undocumented. Nasa na ba yung report? Ito yan, remember this? This is from a month ago.
We would be at the front gates and ID'd and questioned, and then some returned to work and some didn't.
The Alberta government is not playing games. Deportations and local immigration enforcement are now a reality in Alberta streets. And this has illegal immigrants worried, as Alberta becomes the first jurisdiction in Canada to seriously enforce immigration law.
Aba, parang ito rin pala yung sinasabi ni Nino, pero this was from a month ago. Okay, so apparently in Alberta, yung mga kababayan natin dyan, ganyan din ba ang nararamdaman nyo dyan? Dumadami ba yung mga inspection na biglaan? Kung tawagin ng iba, immigration checks, to find the people who are working illegally, people working under the table, yung mga ganyan po ba? Yung nangyari pala dun sa Calgary, diba, na ang ending may nahuling 4 na undocumented. Tapos, sinabi nung police o nung CBSA later on, na ang nag-trigger daw nung kanilang inspection ay isang tip. Yan, tip. Okay? Which brings me to my next point. I think one of the reasons why I am not convinced na ang CBSA ay magiging malaayos is because I don't think they have enough resources to begin with to do that. Di ba kaka-announce lang magdadagdag daw ng additional 1,000 personnel. It turns out yung 1,000 personnel na yan is going to be spread out in the next few years. So, unti-unti lang po sila magdadagdag ng tao. And ang priority po nila, hindi naman yung mga out of status. Hindi yun yung top priority, rather. Ito po yan, I saw this article from CBSA's website. Okay. Ministerial transition, key issues from CBSA for 2025. Puntahan natin itong removals program. A removal order becomes enforceable once all avenues of redress have been exhausted and if the removal order is not stayed. Ito daw po kung yung paraan ng pagpa-prioritize ng isang removal order. Priority nila number 1 ay yung pagpapadeport ng mga foreign nationals involved in security, organized crime, crimes against humanity, serious criminality and failed irregular arrival refugee claimants. Second priority po nila, failed refugee claimants. And ang third, all other inadmissible persons. Okay. And take note, sabi dito, a removal order becomes enforceable once all avenues of redress have been exhausted. Ibig sabihin, they are giving everybody concerned, okay, yung mga hinuhuli nila, the right to exhaust all kinds of appeals that are available to them. And guys, alam mo kapag isang tao talagang determined to stay, they will exhaust all those possible avenues. And it could take a while. And it takes a while. Okay? Kaya ako medyo hesitant na magiging kasing aggressive. Kung magkakaroon man ng ganyang uri ng deportations dito sa Canada. And also, let's clarify. Pag ang isang tao po merong removal order or deportation order, ibig sabihin po niyan mahabang proseso na ang pinagdaanan niyan. Okay? May deportation proceeding na, naka-hearing na isa pang mahabang proseso po. Hindi po yan tipong nahuli kang undocumented somewhere, dadapunting ka, ikukulong ka, a few days, diretso ka na sa bansa mo through, a flight or whatever. Hindi po ganun. Okay? Meron pa rin pong avenues to file an appeal. Yan. Okay? So, I don't know. I just have my apprehensions about it. Not unless na nga lang kako, kung bigla ang may big announcement of a special program, no? Na talagang, magsiseryoso na kami, gagawin namin to, alam namin kung nasan kayo, hahabulin namin kayo, mga ganyan ba? Na so far, wala naman po. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Yung batayan po nitong title na to is a report from the Financial Times quoting newcomers who are worried that it might happen. Kayo palagay nyo, hahantong ba doon? Diba? Lalo na, etong paparating na 2026, 2027, na inaasahan na lalong dadami ang mga taong mawawala ng status. At ang inaabangan ng marami, ano ang gagawin ng Canada sa mga taong yan? Okay, knowing that many people will fall out of status, how do they know where these people are? And what are they gonna do about it? Because until those people are properly accounted for, okay, both matuntun kung nasan sila at makita kung sila ba talaga ay umaalis, then all these numbers about immigration targets, meeting the targets, mahirapan po ma-meet yung mga yan kung hindi po na-account yung mga taong inaasahang aalis. Anyway, yun lang naman. Let me know what you guys think. I'll end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!